Hey everybody, this is Grace, and I got out of the hospital yesterday. I was actually admitted, and it was 2 days, one night, basically, that I had to go through the ER, and then they decided to admit me for an infection, but there was so much else going on, and even at the end of it, one of the nurses said, I was not informed of that. I'm like, oh my gosh. But some stuff I don't want to talk about. I have a lot of specialists and stuff like that. And it could be that, I already have one rare health condition, and none of them knew anything about it. They had one said she's my age. She's retiring, and she said that I'm not. She's a little older than I am, but she said that she knew of it once upon a time. Oh my goodness! But and so much has changed in it, and then they want to take away from what it is and put it on something else, under something else that they've learned since then. Okay, yeah, whatever. But some of it I have to start seeing probably 2 specialists. And on top of it, it could be that I have yet another rare health condition. And the doctor, they do the interesting thing. The doctors there, they don't do rounds. They do it online. Video. Seriously. Yeah, there's so much to it, though, really. And Adam was with me most of the time. They even told him he could stay there and sleep. And I was in a private room. They're all private rooms. they're semi-private, but and they said they wound up being private. And I mean, there's so much to what was going on, and I'm so tired right now. And it's like, I mean, I got out yesterday afternoon or something, and I hadn't slept much at all, okay? And for 2 days, and man, my brain was being ill, fever, so much hitting me all at once. It took a vacation. I could not connect the dots at all, man. And I know all the stuff that they were telling me, I'm not new to this world, that eventually I would be able to sort through it. I mean, it was like 24 hours being hit with, over 24 hours, I guess, being hit with so much information. It's unbelievable. And even Adam couldn't. He was with me. He couldn't either. It was so much. And he was asking questions. I was asking questions. And even the nurse there was asking questions because it was so much stuff. And I said, And then I had to, right now I just went to the pharmacist, a different pharmacist, not mine. And ask about, because they gave me 2 antibiotics to take home and take. I said, do I take them at the same time? They want me to take probiotics. The last set of antibiotics before I went to the hospital made me ill, and violently ill. And it's so much. Okay, let me make a little bit more sense. The reason I went there was me and Adam went with me. Was because I had this redness again, just like last year. Basically, it was just like last year when I went to the hospital back in May of last year, and I had this redness around and on my underneath and above my navel. But at least this time there was no gross stuff like it was last year. But they said it was probably this rare health condition. And the first part was UMP. UMP, something I didn't get the name. I mean, I was out of it. Lack of sleep like you wouldn't believe. And But they did the CT, and the doctor that was there, he was not all that bright to me. No, because I told him what had happened first, second, third, very clear. And he somehow skipped 2 and 3 and added 1 and 2. I mean, 1 and whatever number. The last one, the first one and the last one together, and come up with something. I'm like, oh my God. People have they lack. It's too many people. Not everybody, but too many people lack listening skills, especially I've noticed in my life. It's anybody with health care, which is a big thing for me right now. I'm not saying it would be for you or anybody else. Nope, and don't take everything that happens to me as any form of advice, or anything I say as any form of advice. Suggestions, none of it. I have rare health condition, possibly too. Oh my goodness, man. And with people who don't know anything about these two, I'd never heard of the second one ever. But basically causing me problems. This is what happened here was due to an antibiotic that made me sick. It was like food poisoning, and the stomach. I personally think, which I'm not a doctor, like I said, I personally think that I pulled a muscle, and that the muscle, pulled a muscle or something, because of the rare health condition. It's like the muscles were like rubbing against one another wrong or something, because I pulled one, but all they were concerned about was the infection. I said, this makes no sense. There's all this stuff that's going on. Why don't they take care of all of it? Like I said, at the end of it, one of the best nurse, she said she wasn't even informed of the really big one, which I'll have to see specialists for. Yeah, it makes it's clear as mud to me too. Yeah, clear as mud. That's what it was. And so my personal experience. Last year I didn't have health insurance. It was a lot of crickets. This year I did have health care insurance, and they admitted me, but clear as mud. And believe me, trying to get clarification doesn't work. But so much is thrown at me, and they just want to say this. Between Adam and I, you would think one of us would have understood something. But no, seriously, it's like we're going to throw everything at you, and if you don't understand it, we don't have time to answer all these questions, because we're doctors and we only have 2 minutes that we can see you, and then we have to run to somebody else. That's my experience. I'm not saying it would, like I said, I'm not saying it would be anybody else's, but that's been consistent for, I'd say at least 25 years now. I don't even remember before 25 years. I mean, I remember stuff, of course, but not as far as this. Maybe I didn't care. Well, back then I didn't have multiple, and that's 24 years ago is when they diagnosed the first rare one. Well, the second time they diagnosed. Okay, I don't know why you're sitting behind me. Okay, that is not a parking place. And what are you doing? Okay, but and another thing, I'm sitting there, I'm listening again to the second doctor. There were two different doctors. And the second one really threw out a bunch of stuff. And I'm like, are they trying to do this crap again? Are we going full circle here? They used to think it was this, and then now they think it's this. And so we're going to come back full circle, and we're going to blame the victim. I actually used those words. I was not, how most people have this really, like they hold up doctors as though they're gods. I don't. My experience, when you have I'm not going to say you, I have a rare condition, health condition, and seeing so many of them that throw temper tantrums because it makes them difficult for them, like what I'm admitted it makes it difficult for me. But also it's not something they cure. They said they have treatment now that they can put me on medications. Well, let's see how that works. One of them tried to give me a medication, and the pharmacist says, you can't take this. That's how good they are. Okay, the pharmacist has to catch that I can't take that medication because of my rare health condition. Wow. It's the pharmacist that has to catch it. That is their job, part of their job. But why didn't the specialist catch it? For that rare health condition. That's what they're for. This is their area, not just that, but this is theirs. Wow. Yeah. I really trust pharmacists. I really do. I don't think I've had a pharmacist that, directed me in the wrong way ever. So, but anyway, I really didn't get enough because I wasn't well. But like I said, once I am feeling better, everything will start coming to me and the dots will be connected. But I'll have to figure out a lot of it myself. And then ask. I don't see another doctor. Whole big old mess with that. It's been going on for almost a month now. Yeah. And I called one of their numbers, and I called several numbers, and finally left a message at one of them, and they said just leave a message, and it was like, and don't be rude. What's the customer service gone to? Is to say don't be rude and belligerent, and any rude message is a complaint line. Okay, you're gonna have rude messages. You're gonna have, well, I wouldn't say rude, I'd say sarcastic. I would say frustrated. I would say, some people would be angry because you can't reach a human, and it says somebody will return your call. They never returned mine. None of these. It was 3 people who were supposed to. And it says, don't leave more than one message. Well, let's see. You don't know when they're going to call back. They don't say how long. If it's going to be that day, next month, whenever. But you can only leave one message. And they're going to be judging if you're being rude or, belligerent, or what was it? Belligerent and something else. And then stating don't leave more than one. What the crap? We're supposed to guess. They never returned my call. But the problem was resolved, it seems. And that's a whole problem with seeing a new doctor. I'm not going back to that doctor and that nurse. No, thank you. The PA. Both of them. I'm not going back to that. This was all started off because of them. Yeah, all started off because of them. Well, the health condition itself. But unbelievable. It was, I could say so much, man, and I have, but just so much. When it's all about money, and I had started reading more reviews. Oh, these people are all about money and blah blah blah. Because the first time I didn't see any reviews like that, but then the next time I checked, they were there, but it was about something else. Anyway, I'm still tired. I did go home last night, yesterday, and lack of sleep, like I said, couldn't sleep last night. At first I couldn't get to sleep. I probably fell asleep around 1 or 2. Then I woke up. I actually turned my alarm off for my medications. I woke up right before 8. But I'm seeing how easily I'm exhausted now. All this while. It's not just since yesterday, no. Until all this is healed. The biggest thing that I'm experiencing right now when I'm experiencing pain is around my navel. It's like it's muscle or whatever. I don't know all these things. That is irritated. They said there was no abscess like it was last year from the umbilical cord that never closed. Yeah, can you believe that? That is weird. That was last year. So, and then this year is the same feeling. But I pulled a muscle. I don't know. I'm waiting for Adam, in case you're wondering. So we can go home and I can go back to sleep. And I'm still at a hospital where they wake you up every so many hours to give you medication. Hey, one of them, she did not wake me. It was funny because they can't get my blood pressure, on their machines. And I kind of explained it to them at one point right before I left. Like, you can't trust that machine. It's given back-to-back two different scores. Consider that you can't trust the machine. But the way I said it was, can you trust it? And she caught on, the nurse, and she did it by the old-fashioned way. It was very different, my blood pressure. But they said, that's weird. It's been like this for years. They cannot get my blood pressure on those machines. Now, I don't have huge arms or anything like that. No, I don't. And but they just can't get my blood pressure. Eventually they will, but it's going to be wrong. So it'll be really high, and then they test it some other way, and it's not. So one size does not fit all, people. So my arms are not big, upper, lower, nope. But it will bust those cups. And go. I had a new one that I had at home. They told me to do that, and I used it 2 or 3 times, and it busted it, and it won't work anymore. Seriously, I even put new batteries in it. Won't work. It killed it. I killed blood pressure cuffs. Oh my God, cuffs. Is it cuffs or cups? The thing that goes around your arm. I kill them. So I'm almighty. But really, they said, that is so weird. And they're there, they're doing it, and they're seeing it, and like, I can understand that. But, well, welcome to my world. Okay, I don't know what has happened to him. It's like, come on, dude. Yeah. Oh my goodness. And anyway, so much has been happening. Adam is afraid of his memory too. I said, man, we cannot judge ourselves right now. My memory, it's not really, well, it's not my memory, it's the connecting the dots for me. Because they go so fast and they say so many things, and all of a sudden I'm supposed to understand all of it. He couldn't either. But for him, it's more of memory. But yeah, and he's older than I. And I said, we cannot judge ourselves right now with the stress that we've had for, it's really, especially since last year for me, but a lot of things, with his niece, big adjustment in our house and everything, and being here. She's an adult, but I mean, it's not, it's she was with us, and then she went and had her own place for a while, then came back recently, and she was there every once in a while between those times. I don't even know if it was 2 or 3 years ago, or 2.5, something like that. And so there's an adjustment, but so far we're doing, at first, it's a little bit, but because you get, when you're just two alone, after years, then somebody's back, or somebody's there, back in there, whatever. It's an adjustment, when you got used to just being the two of you, again. And but now we're okay. So, I told him from the start, not my circus, not my monkeys, not happening. After I dealt with her mother and his family, all of them, all those years. Oh my goodness. Mine was not so bad, but they're so intrusive is really maybe the best word. And my stomach's growling, in case you heard that. I need to eat, but I have to see a dietitian also because of this health condition, how it's changed over the years, and what they know, their knowledge about it. And a lot of it is about certain foods, and apparently they didn't know before. Do they know now? Curious. All right, I'll talk to y'all in another video. Bye.